me. I made $23,000 in about a month's time with your system. I do not have one single position that I've lost money on.
Oh, you're
I am just stunned. I am a moon lover.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good day, traders. Hi, folks. This is your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. I love being here with you. This is absolutely the best time of my day. I really understand the value of your time, and I appreciate your presence here today, and I am grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Now, folks, you know, one of the things that I love, that helps me to fire me up before I do the show is the intro, and I especially take myself back to the Olympic game, the hockey, you know, the Al Michaels call. And I was just catching a story before I came on the air, a hockey story. I don't know if any of you guys have heard this hockey story or not, but apparently there was this is up in Minnesota, and there was a celebrity hockey game that was going on. I don't have any of the details out there. Maybe somebody knows, and they give me a call here at 877-927-6648. But there was a celebrity hockey tournament going on, and during the intermission of these games, there's usually they bring kids out on the ice to do different things, and one of the ones that they'll do is they'll take a net, and they take this piece of wood, if you will, and they put it over the net, and they have this little about 3.5-inch opening for this little 3-inch puck. And they'll set somebody up, usually center ice or somewhere, and, you know, it's one of these deals where if you are able to score from center ice, you win something. In this case here, the prize was $50,000. Now, apparently, this is a story about a father and his two sons. Well, and two twin sons, as they are. I think they're both about 11 years old. So apparently the announcers call for one of the boys. And the younger boy was, I don't know whether he was in a restroom or wherever he was. I don't know why he wasn't with his father at age 11, but that's a different story. Well, he's not around, so the father says to the other son, you know, why don't you go out there for him? Kid goes out on the ice, and absolutely, of course, what does he do? He scores, puts it right through there. The crowd is going wild. I mean, you know, I've seen that a number of times, never seen anybody even get close. They're lucky if they actually hit the net, if they hit the board. This kid scores, you know, gets it through that little 3.5-inch hole. The father says, okay, this is not right, because this is not the person that was called. Says, I've got to teach my boys, you know, to man up, to do the right thing, to step up. And so the father, you know, lets the folks know that, you know, this was not the son that was actually called. This was his twin brother or what have you. And now everybody's trying to figure out what to do. Now, for those of you that actually know this story or know about this story, maybe what you probably don't understand, and I don't know any of the details, but I'm going to assume that it's no different than when you see a car on a hole-in-one golf tournament. You know, at a golf tournament, many times they'll have cars up there, not pro tournaments, but amateur tournaments or what have you. And so if you get a hole in one, you know, you win the car, or at least that's the deal. The way that those things work, folks, it's really all about insurance. So I am assuming that the hockey team, what they did was the chance to win the $50,000 was actually they bought an insurance policy, which would be normal, because there's a distribution of wins and losses. There's a probability, if you will, probability study. And so the insurance company charges you maybe a premium of probably $300, $400, $500. You know, they're making the money or what have you. But the contract that they've got is very specific. I'm sure that the contract doesn't say, hey, if we call the name of one son and the brother is there, you know, we're going to go ahead and pay if the brother puts the puck through the net. I'm sure that that's not the deal. So everybody's probably figuring, you know, why doesn't the team or whoever put this thing step up? It's really kind of the insurance company, if you will. When you win a car at the hole-in-one, the car dealer isn't putting their car up there. The car dealer's not saying, hey, I'm going to drive up in this, this Mustang, this $30,000 convertible Mustang, and if you get a hole-in-one, they're going to pay it. What the what the car company is doing is they've gone out and they've bought an insurance policy. The insurance company will go ahead and pay up if somebody gets that hole-in-one because they know what the probabilities are. So anyways, I don't know if any of you folks know that story. Great story. I'm hoping that somebody, some celebrity, some way that somebody steps up for these two 11-year-old kids would be a great way to, to also teach them a lesson in order to be able to do the right thing. So in any event, folks, thanks for joining me. If you're catching me just on the first hour, Tom and I open up at 10 o'clock. We do the Money Masters. That's after we have Bud Rolfs that kicks things off at 9 o'clock. And right now we've got the Dow down 61, the NASDAQ down 20, the S&P's down 9. And we've got a caller that was kind enough to call back. He was on the line earlier. We've got Bill from Boca. Bill, you out there?
I sure am.
Hey, thanks for calling back or holding, whatever you did.
Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure. What did you want to take a look at? I
am interested in possibly shorting Chipotle.
Okay, and what's the symbol on that?
CMG.
CMG. Okay, so we got CMG. And have you traded this before?
Chipotle, no.
You haven't. Okay.
But I think the other day somebody was talking about the PE being about 58. It's got a little head and shoulders here over a couple of weeks, and looks like it might be, bouncing up to that neckline. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's time for a correction, especially if we head into, the consumers don't buy as expensive a lunch as they're used to.
So, Chipotle, folks, as you said, the symbol is CMG. This thing has had a great run, trading at $317. So if you're going to short something, you want to be shorting something that's $70 or more, and the more the better. I know every now and then, there's callers that will call in, even if a stock is weak or what have you, that maybe is something like Bank of America, for example, trading at, I'm not even sure what it's trading at today, but $7, $9. I think it's around the $7 area. You definitely want to short expensive stocks if the setup is right, because you've got a lot of downside potential, whereas on a $7 stock your risk to the upside is huge compared to your benefit to the downside. You could only make $7 in Bank of America if they went out of business. So in Chipotle here, the one thing though, that when you take a look at the stock, because it's a great stock, and most of the shareholders that are in this thing are in the green, they're in the money. And so if I just take a look at this, I'm going to pull this back now to a daily basis, that's what I have up on my screen. And folks, you can follow along with us if you go to Channel 1, TigerTV. You can watch our show live, and you can see the screens that we're taking a look at. And one of the things here, Bill, that you've got to wait for is you've got to wait for this thing to really break a swing point on the way down. And, when I take a look at this, I don't see that doing that. In fact, right now, this thing, and if it does, first of all, when this thing, if you were to play this thing on the short side, where you're going to run into your first part of support is going to be somewhere around the $258 area. Okay, and where I'm going with that is I'm going back to the high volume bar on February the 11th. And on that day, you had 7.3 million shares. The high on that is 274.85. And so that's going to be your first area of real support here. Now, what Chipotle has done, and I'm just simply going back to the low that it made coming in on June 21st. And what Chipotle has done is it just simply backed off to the 0.618 area. The 0.618 area on that move was $293. And it's not like it came down there on any kind of huge volume. And that's when it was coming down on August the 8th, and the market was moving down. If you take a look at, Tom and I were talking about August the 11th being an important date and taking a look at support. It's trading right now above that area. We were just taking a look at the NASDAQ and some of the other indexes here. And I don't see, this right now as having given any signal, at least on the daily basis, from the trading tools that I use as being shortable. If I go ahead and drill into this even on a shorter term time frame, let's just take a look at this maybe on a 30-minute chart. On a 30-minute chart, this thing has some real nice support here. Went into 4 o'clock in the afternoon on August the 9th. The high there is 303, and you're trading at 317 right now. So, I don't see the short in this, but you're looking at some different head and shoulder patterns. Is that what you're looking at?
Well, there's a small one up there, obviously, and in the month of mostly July and a little bit into August here.
Yeah,
I think I see that, and then then I was thinking that, okay, if you take the head and you're coming down into the low it made, what was it, 290 something. Anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, are we talking about, some ABC patterns starting to develop? And if so, it's the top, but that's where they don't give away the clues too much.
Well, the clue that you're really looking for is that, what you'd really like to see is you'd like to see the first sellers in this thing. And you may not catch that first move down, but then what you can do is you can wait for the equity to move back up on lighter volume to where it broke down. Just as, we take a look at buying breakouts. There's selling breakdowns, if you will. And, you'd like to see some big sellers in here. I'm imagining that this, I don't have, I lost a couple of my screens before we started. So, I don't know what the short interest is on this equity right now. But, I know that this is held by a bunch of institutions. And I haven't seen any type of, when I take a look at this chart here, I haven't seen any kind of institutional selling going on. So you really want to wait for some other signal. I think there's probably better shortable stocks that are out there. And in fact, you might be, if in fact what we are setting up right now is an A to B equals C to D in the general markets, then what you might want to be taking a look at doing is selling, a Gartley pattern that might be setting up, which might be at the 0.618 or 786 of the last retracement down. I think because there we've seen some massive selling. Whereas in this specific stock here, during this big downtrend last week, although it moved down, it didn't move down on heavy volume. So I hope that helps you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet. And, folks, you too can get in on the action. All you got to do is give me a call at 877-927-6768. I almost gave you the Tiger Metal Exchange phone number. In fact, we haven't even talked much about Tiger Metal Exchange, so why don't I do that just simply for a second. Tom and I started Tiger Metal Exchange almost 2 years ago. And what we do there, folks, is, there's really two core segments of the business that we have there. There's the business where we buy jewelry, or whether it's junk jewelry or silver, could be sterling silver, could be from place settings, and with these prices, it's a great way to go ahead and convert your jewelry either to cash, to either buy bullion and coins, or just simply for some greenbacks. And it's a real simple process. You send us your stuff. We do evaluation on video. You get to see it. You lock in your price. We don't lock in your price. So, if you want to play gold on a bounce, and gold is up this morning, you're able to do that and just simply lock in your price. And we also buy and sell bullion all day long. So whether it's coins or whether it's bars, and if you're interested in that, or whether it's junk silver, and junk silver is good stuff, that's the 90% pre-64 stuff. So you can give me a call there at 866-618-8888, and call me here on this show, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
You've heard Bud Rolfs give his expert technical analysis of the stock market on the radio. Now you can have his superior trading advice and his best stock picks delivered right to your desktop every week with his newsletter, The Torch. Using his own trademarked Warpath trading system, Bud will help you to increase your odds of making and saving money in the markets with powerful stock selection, stock analysis, and trading plan strategies. Published every Monday morning, each issue of The Torch features full-color charts in an easy-to-follow format. You will also receive not only the big picture of what's going on in the major markets and critical sectors, but also featured stock picks with complete trading plans and technical setups, as well as the Subscribers Corner, where Bud analyzes stocks submitted by subscribers. Visit tfnn.com today and receive your 2-week free trial of The Torch. That's a $75 value. Sign up now and make sure you receive all the great market analysis and winning trade ideas in every action-packed issue of The Torch from Bud Rolfs.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. I'm Steve Rhodes. This is the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for joining me this morning. Now, our phone lines are open. Give me a call, 877-927-6648, and let's see if I can maybe reach out and try to teach you something. Now, I want to teach you something about what I call the opening range. Now, you don't have to be a day trader. You just need to, if you are a day trader, you probably know about the opening range, or this is something that you pay attention to. But if you're just simply in the markets, you've got an equity position, you're trying to understand what's going on during the day, what you really want to pay attention to is you want to pay attention to that first 30 minutes of trading. Why? The reason why is because, we've got our markets that they open at 9:30 here. So with everything that's going on overseas, and from the close of yesterday, all the information that's out there, all the rumors that are out there, all the releases of information, between 9 and 9:30 is when people are putting on their positions. And people, I mean trading houses, big traders, brokers, or what have you. And so there's a ton of information just in that first 30 minutes. Now, when I'm in a day trading mode, if you will, I'm always taking a look at that opening range. So if you just simply want to get a feel for what's going on with the market or the stock, or you're concerned about, maybe a pullback, you see futures are down, 100 or 200 points. I mean, in this day and age right now, during the last week, we've got 500-600 point swings. It's kind of normal. Well, go take a look at the opening range. So right now what I've got on my screen, and folks, you can follow along just by going to the front page of TFNN.com, clicking on Channel 1. In fact, this show here, if you're catching the audio version, you can go to Channel 14 and you can pick up the archive of this. So what I have up on my screen, I'm going to put up two different charts. I take a look at the opening range, that first 30 minutes, and I look at it on a 1-minute chart, and I look at it on a 5-minute chart. So what I have up on my screen right now is the 1-minute chart. Now, I don't make any adjustments for this, meaning I'm only setting my range up between 9:30, and 10 a.m. And I'm looking for the high bar and the low bar. So in this case here, the high that was made on the Qs was at 9:38. The high there was 53.97. And, in fact, it was made the following minute later at 53.97, 9:39 as well. And so that's my bar that I've got going across the top. That's this bar right here. I then look for the low, whatever the low was that occurred during that 9:30 to 10 o'clock time frame. Well, the low here on the Qs occurred at 9:53. Now, I'm interested in the volumes that are there, but I'm interested in knowing where is it trading, where is the range, because in this case here what we can see what the Qs are doing is they're trading along the top of that high during that first 30-minute time period. You can see that we've come down and we tried hitting it a few times, we've bounced back up, we then made an ABC pattern on the way down. Again, just, I'm not asking you to trade, I don't want you to trade a 1-minute chart. I just want you to understand the opening range and how you might be able to use it to either improve your trading or help to understand what's going on here. You can see there was a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals C to D in this range here. That would have taken you to 53.95. Now, just for the heck of it, let's just see how low did the Qs trade down to. It traded down to 53.96. 53.96, folks, before it started to move back up or trade above that line. So, as long as it can't break that line, then the Qs are going to want to move higher. If it, and so this is on the 1-minute chart, if we break down below the line, maybe we're setting up a larger ABC down here, then the next piece of information, let's say you were a day trader. How could you use this? Well, if you can't break below the line, it becomes a pretty easy trade if you're just going to try to go in and out of the market when you get down to the top of this range here, because you can put on a quick trade. You don't have to have much of a stop, if you will, and then you got to figure out what pattern is it that you see with inside here that you're trading. So let me just pull up the 5-minute chart as well, because on the 5-minute chart you've got a little bit more information here from a volume standpoint. And so on the 5-minute chart looks like this. And on the 5-minute chart, again, you can see the same thing. You can see where, we come down. Now, when we were up here at 940, you did 1.1 million shares. When we came down and tested it at 1120, you came down and tested that with 398,000 shares. So if you know anything about volume and swing points that we try to teach here, you came down, you were testing 1.1 with 398,000 shares. No way that it's going to break that down, right? And then it came down in the next minute. You had 355. Next 5 minutes, which was 11:20 to 11:25. You came down with 355,000. You bounced above it. Real easy place if you were a day trader to be able to put your stop just below that. And then is this making an ABC up? Well, you'll know as you get into this swing point here at 11 o'clock where it had 636,000 shares. Likewise, the same thing. If the market were to move down and you were to trade near the bottom of this, you would come and you take a look at the swing point down here at 955 that had 1.1 million shares. You get down there on lighter volume, you can play that range, folks, and you can make a lot of money if you learn how to do this. Anyways, 877-927-6648. We'll go to Dave from Boston when we get right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
And it's my very great pleasure to announce our winner in the Great Panther Silver Coin Giveaway, Patricia Keith of Framingham, Massachusetts. Patricia, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you the kind of person that's lucky that wins a lot of things in life or not?
Yeah, I do.
You do? What do you think you attribute this luck to? Is it good living or what?
Positive thinking, yeah.
That is the key. Did you ever think you would win the Great Panther Silver Coin?
No, I didn't, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And how long have you listened to TFNN?
Oh my gosh, 5 years.
Through Labor Day, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only. One lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for more information. Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. This is Steve Rhodes. This is the Trader's Edge, 877-927-6648. And we're going to go to our man, Dave from Boston. Dave, thanks for holding.
Good morning, Steve. How are you doing?
Doing excellent. Yourself?
Very good, sir. Very good. Hey,
how are you trying to make money today?
Well, I'm looking at the semiconductor index, and I took a position this morning on the pullback in SOXL.
Right, which is the that is the 3 times direction share bullish move on that. Now, have you played this?
Yeah, I do on day trades and swing trades only because these are very volatile.
Absolutely.
And I'm using the SMH as my indicator.
Okay.
And I would just wanted to get your take as to what you think short-term targets, because I'm basically only going to play this into expiration.
Okay. So, one of the things that it's been doing, folks, and the symbol is SOXL. And, there's a couple different ways that you want to be able to evaluate this. One, you can go over, depending on what trading service you have, number one, you can go right to the direction share homepage, and you can find exactly what the holdings are that make up this index. Another option, you can go over to Yahoo Finance, you can put in the symbol, and on the left-hand side, you'll see something that says holdings. Now, the primary holdings that make up this, the largest holdings, you're going to be taking a look at Intel, Broadcom, Broadcom, Applied Materials, and Texas Instruments. And those make up probably about 30% of the entire index. So it's important to also go over and take a look at that. But Dave, one of the things, that I see that it is doing here is we've got the big downdraft date, as you know, from August the 4th. And the low there is 29.37. And, we had a ton of volume. You had, 1.1, in this case here, 1.1 million shares. You can see that each time we've gotten up here and hit that, which was yesterday and the day before. Now, yesterday it closed just inside it. The close yesterday was 29.80, and as I said, the low on that was 29.37. Now, you're trading below it right now, that 28.80. That's what it's running into. You want to see it get above that and close above that. But let me dive into it further. Is there a 10-minute chart that you look at, a 30-minute chart? What?
Yeah, I use a 10-minute chart.
You do? Okay. So I'm going to pull up the same chart that you're looking at, and give me a second here to pull up here. Now, on a 10-minute chart, this thing doesn't have a tremendous liquidity because, when we opened this morning, you had 12,000 shares on the way, and opened down, the 9,200 shares. So it's not like there is a ton of liquidity inside this ETF. So be careful about that.
Right.
And, if we take a look at this thing here, right now it looks like if I were trading this, I'd have my stop somewhere underneath the 2801. Area. I don't know where your stop is on this.
Yeah, I'm at 27.95 actually.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's perfect. So we've got our stops in the right place, and what this thing has been doing here for the last since 10:50 is you've had no volume, so nothing that is pushing this thing up. So why don't we just go take a quick look at those other? As long as you're on the line here, let's go take a look at those other equities that are inside here. So let's take a look at Intel. And because I think that's the largest holding at about 9% or so. And so let's see what Intel is doing. Now, Intel is also running into that same August 4th. Low on that August 4th is 2084. Intel's trading at 2095. So that's a good thing. You want to see this close above that and stay above that. And so the problem here is because you're just trying to play this through Friday. End up being Tuesday, it's harder to give, a target of where this thing might finish because, Intel is right now at its 0.382 retracement of the move down from July the 25th. And this thing, Intel could trade up to the 2184 area, the 0.618 easily. But, Dave, if you don't mind, if you want to stick around, we can take a little bit more look at it when we come back. Folks, 877-927-6648. Give us a call.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted that was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Before we went to break, we were talking with our man Dave from Boston, who was looking at the SOXL. That's the three-time direction share bull move on the semiconductor industry. And so, Dave, when you got in this trade, what is it that you were thinking is your target going into options expiration?
I was looking at $31.
So you're looking at the top, really, of the swing points from August the 5th.
Right.
Yeah. So, I think that here's the thing. If you can get this thing, quite frankly, to close up into the August 4th, high volume bar, you might even be able to get 34.40 out of it. Now, I don't know if you'll get that kind of move between now and Friday, but, and I like the trade. The real trade on this thing would have been right at the interesting thing here, folks, is that let me just see what the low came in at. I was just looking at, we talk about using Fibonacci expansion and contraction between swing points. And in the show that Tom and I did earlier, I don't remember the equity they were taking a look at, but we had both a bullish butterfly and a bullish Gartley pattern that we're setting up here. And I like to take a look, and maybe, Dave, you want to also take a look at this. I'm just taking a look at swing expansions, and because you talk about, swing trading. And so if you go into the July 18th low there at 36.55, all the way up to the high that it made on the bar of July 26th. The high there was 45.35. Now, if I do an expansion of swing points, the 2.618, which is absolutely ideal, takes you to 22.32. And the interesting thing is that where this got down to was 22.20. I mean, so it really set up an ideal trade at that point in time. But I understand you're day trading it, and
right.
And you've got your stop in the right place. So to me, this looks good, and I would think that you should be able to get that 31.54 out of it. And the reason is I went over and took a look at, and it's always so important is to take a look at Intel in this case here. In the case of Intel, what's promising for you on this trade is Intel is trading above the low from that August 4th. The low there was 2084. Intel's trading at 2097 right now. So, you'd like to see Intel stay inside there. And those types of things, and taking a look at the four equities that make up the predominant share of this, you want to take a look at those before you decide what to do at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Okay. And
very good, Steve.
You bet. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, 877-927-6648. So let me go back over to our opening range here, and because we're talking about just trying to help you understand as far as what's going on in the markets, because, in a marketplace where you're just, where right now, based on the trading that's taken place over the last 5 or 6 days, how can you absolutely not have fear running through your system? But if you forget about the possibility of what it is that you're looking on a screen, as far as the Dow is down this or the Dow is up that or what have you, but just actually come over to a chart and help to understand some of the tools that we're using, then you too will be able to understand, what is going on inside the marketplace, either by using something like an opening range, by taking a look at volume. If you're like Dave and you're taking a look at ways maybe to just place a day trade, depending on where you're sitting. The great thing about the tools that we have out there today is you can do paper trading. Now, paper trading, you don't have a whole lot of emotion. You don't have the same fear as when you pull the trigger, but you can use this type of information to understand, what's going on. When we've taken a look at the Qs specifically, because the Qs are the strongest, and it's kind of like a similar trade to what Dave has put on here. Now the swing point, just on the 5-minute chart, we were at 636,000 shares. This was at 11 o'clock. The low there was 54.13. The high 54.22. We're coming into that with 578,000 shares from the prior 5 minutes, 11:45. We're only 1 minute into it right now. We've got 100,000 shares. So we're coming into that swing point with volume. You can see the Dow is, trying to work its way back. It's only down 33 right now. S&Ps are down 5. And let's go take a look at the ETF index. Let's go take a look at where we're at on these 4 indexes here. And so if we take a look, let's just stay with the actually, let me go over to the ETFs versus the actual indexes, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Qs just since we're there. And what's really important here when I take a look at the Qs is taking a look at that March 16th date. We've been talking about March 16th since March 17th. For the most part. And it's because we had so much volume when the market came down. Now, the volume there on the Qs was 176 million shares. We didn't really think that we were going to be able to break that even on this last leg down. Well, we didn't just break it. We blew it apart. Now, right now we're trading above that range. The low on there is 53.77. The longer that we can stay above that range, that's going to help us to sustain this rally, this next move up. Now, when I say rally, to me this is nothing more than a retracement back up, because all the volume, is to the downside. That ever since March 17th, we have been talking about March 16th and just how important it was for us to come down there and test those lows out. And you can see, this is a daily chart, so it's not a whole lot different from understanding the ranges and understanding volumes. And you can see on the Qs how we came back down and we tested it on June 16th. We did that with 66 million. The next day we did it with 70 million. The next day we came off of it with 37 million, giving you all the signs that there weren't enough sellers down at the bottom. So what does it do? It moves back up to the top. Now, when we came down and we really hit that thing, we hit that thing with 214 million shares. So we really, took that out. And if you take a look at, the 214 million, then the following day we did 193 million or 200 million, plenty of volume towards the bottom. So I do believe that we'll be back down there. The question is, how far is it that we're going to bounce? In my opinion, I think where we're going to bounce to is in the Qs here. Well, I'm going to play my bounce really more so on what's going on with the Dow, believe it or not. But I think on the Qs, we're going to see 57.71, and we may even get all the way back to that 59.83. But look, folks, this is a fluid market. And so this is a 1 day at a time. This is a 1 minute at a time where we're always looking for clues. We're always looking for information. Bill from Boca was talking about, the mere fact that, we're looking for a clue or we're looking for an information. In his case, in selling Chipotle, I said you want to look for an institution. You want to break a swing point with volume. You want to take a look at some institutional selling that was going on, and I didn't see that inside that equity. So let's see, folks. We are going to be going into our last segment. You could help me cruise into it. Just give me a call, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading in the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, as well as more than 35 different mining equities. For the low price of $150, you will receive 13 weeks of the Gold Report, or you can order up to a full year for under $500. If you'd like to find out more about the Gold Report, log on to tfnn.com, or for more information, call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Hi, folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. And, folks, before we went to break, I was taking a look at some of the indexes. But, you know, I know that one of the things that I do, the services that I provide for my subscribers, from a probability standpoint, is understanding some of the different astro events that are out there, some of the other planetary aspects that we're talking about. And what I like to do is I like to take a look at those to see if there's any kind of indicators. Well, today is Combust. Combust is Mercury conjunct Venus. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to take those specific events. I'm able to go back as long as I have charts because I've got the data for hundreds of years, thousands of years if I wanted it, and hundreds of years, and I'm able to overlay that information on a chart just to help to understand what's the probability of seeing a market turn. But I'm able to do this so accurately, I'm able to pinpoint this. I can drill down if I wanted to into the minute or the 5-minute or the 10-minute time frames if I wanted to, or just simply the daily, the weekly, the monthly. And so what I've got up here on this chart that I've got in front of me, and again, folks, and this is something that comes with the subscription service. I do every other week webcast for our folks, taking a look at aspects that are occurring right around then. This is more than just the new moon, the full moon, or apogee, or perigee, or the moon's furthest and closest to us. And what's really important here is many times these things are turning points, but you've got to dig further into it. I mean, if you really want to understand where you're going to, you absolutely have to understand where you're coming from. And we use this as guides. We use this kind of as time guides because the turns don't always happen on the same day that the aspect occurs. And so it's important to understand that. It's important to understand the duration of these moves. Tomorrow we have the Sun conjunct Mercury as well. It's another aspect that sometimes shows a turn in the marketplace. But what I do is I go through and I identify all these aspects. I list out how many we're taking a look at, how often they've shown a high or a low. If we have shown a high or a low, when did that high or low actually come in? Did it come in on that day? Was it yesterday, the day before, 2 days before that, or what have you? And that helps us to better understand how we take a look at market action, how we take a look at retracements, how we take a look at expansions, ABCD patterns, because the price patterns actually have the priority. No matter what, if there's one thing that I've learned in taking a look at any lunar trading strategy, at any aspect trading strategy, it is that understand the price and understand the other patterns, because those things will typically have much more of a bearing than the mere fact of the exact timing of when combust occurs, or when Sun conjunct Mercury might be, or when a full moon might be. And you can see it right here. In this case here, you can see on May 9th, folks, we had a combust. And on May 16th, you had combust. Well, in this case here, there was an actual high that was made in the marketplace on May 10th, the following day. If you take a look at May 16th was the last combust that we had. And you can see that the low was made the following day. So it's important to understand this. If you're taking a look at the Sun conjunct Mercury, something that is occurring tomorrow. Well, if you take a look at the last one that we had, that was June 12th. But we didn't make a market low for another 3 days. So with that being tomorrow, is there going to be a market high? Is it flipped? Is there going to be a market high that's going to occur 3 days later, the following Monday? So again, you need to understand these things if you want to be able to use these as part of your trading tools. And what's great about this, folks, is these are indicators that you're not going to find anywhere else. You're not going to find this on any other charting platform. Yes, you can find full moons, new moons, and so forth, but you're not going to find any other type of information like this. And this really helps to understand your trading. So I've got these charts here. I provide these charts to our folks, and folks, it's a real easy service to try because I give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Join me tomorrow night from 6:30 to 7. We'll talk about position size. I'll teach you stuff. And most importantly, folks, I'm grateful for your presence here today. And, folks, you've got an amazing power within yourself. And this power is so strong, folks, it will produce a life of abundance. It'll cure incurable diseases. It'll build magnificent money masters. Folks, join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and stay tuned for Don Kaufman. Take care.